mina, waka waka, zamina mina sangalewa, anawam zamina mina, waka waka, zamina mina sangalewa, anawam zamina mina, waka waka, zamina mina sangalewa, anawam zamina mina, waka waka, zamina mina sangalewa, anawam
Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another Fallout multiplayer tier list. This is going to be a bit of a follow-up to my original video. We're not going to do every single server that's represented here. But first we're going to start with some basic Fallout news. BGC can be gone. It doesn't exist. It has been taken down. It has bit the dust. It is gone, never to return again. All that jazz. If I could throw it away, I would. But, can I? No. Whatever. But, we're gonna skip past that. Sanctum is back up here because it would seem that that is making a return. The developer, and much respect to him for it, has taken everybody's criticism in and is basically going to try and redo the server and build something new off of it. So when that's done, it can be added to a future tier list if I do one, which I probably won't. All right, let's start with one that's new to me. That is Fallout Online Reloaded. There's like 7 Fallout Onlines. Fallout Online, Fallout Online 2, Fallout Online 3, Fallout Online Reloaded. If they're all made by the same people, if they all connect to one another, if they share anything in common besides a similar map or a similar engine, beats the shit out of me. I just know Reloaded. That's the one I've been playing. I played it with some friends, and I've been having a blast. You know, I was surprised. As much as I like the lore and the writing of the original Fallout games, especially the first 2, I was never a fan of the gameplay. The isometric top-down stuff just never really appealed to me. I think Fallout did the right thing by going 3D. It's one of the only things Bethesda has done right with the franchise so far. But if you want multiplayer in the confines of the original 2 games, in the case of Fallout Online Reloaded, what they have done is take the world spaces of the first 2 games, mash them together, and then they just kind of shoot you out into that world to explore. You could go to Mariposa, fight Unity Remnants. You could go to Lost Hills and meet the Brotherhood. They'll shoot you if you try to come inside, so I'd be wary about that. You could go to Navarro and get blasted by some Enclave soldiers. It's set 3 years before the events of Fallout 2, but Fallout Online Reloaded is one of those projects that, without a doubt, is S tier in my opinion. As I mentioned before, I was never a big fan of the gameplay of the original 2 games, but that's really the only part of them I was never a fan of. But this mod just, well, it's a game. That's what it is. It's a game of its own. And that's exactly why it reaches S tier, because not only is it fun, not only is it just true to that original atmosphere of the games, but it is incredibly creative. Yeah, is it a little dubious at times in terms of the mechanics? Does it not always work properly? Are there bugs? Are there glitches? Sure, obviously, of course. But the greater project at hand far overshadows any of that. And I highly recommend checking it out. If you are a fan of the original games and you'd like to be able to play them with your friends, it's a blast. Moving on, we're going to go to Horizon Networks. Now, I'm not doing these in any particular order. Also, this is not the official logo for Horizon Network. This is just something I made in like 5 minutes because I couldn't get the actual logo for the server. And I was being impatient. I didn't want to wait for any of the owners to actually send it to me. So I just made one of my own. For the sake of getting this video done. The Horizon Networks is what I feel like Sanctum should have done with itself, which is take a very reasonable framework, for example, in this instance, the CGC framework, and then go in their own direction with it. And Horizon Networks is doing exactly that. They have their own power armor systems. It's not the same as what you would expect out of something like Resurgence or any of the modern Fallout games, but it tries to recreate that vibe of you're in power armor and you feel tanky, you feel heavy, you feel powerful while you're wearing it. The setting, if I'm not mistaken, is New York City. So if you're always interested, if you've always wanted to see Fallout in the snow, this will be perfect for you. I have no word on a launch date, but I'm sure it'll be sooner rather than later. I am willing to give Horizon Networks an A tier. I would go S tier, but it's just not out yet. And S tier, I feel like it's a high honor to be in there. and you shouldn't feel bad for not making S tier on my tier list. A tier is perfectly fine. It's good. And you can easily, especially in the case of Horizon, make it to S tier when they release. Same case as the New World Blues team. And I like to see people actually trying to outdo one another through their creativity, through their skills, through their abilities, rather than something kind of shady or just low class, like, I don't know, like trying to DDoS an opposing server to get it taken down. Like if you're somebody who runs any type of multiplayer community and that's your means of getting rid of competition and asserting yourself as the platform, the server to play on, but your server's garbage. I know this because you clearly have no faith in it to stand for itself and to speak for itself. You need to just muscle your competition out of the way rather than actually beating them at the game. But enough of my soapbox. Let's move on. I'm going to go with Fallout Remnants. This is solid B tier. I'm just going to put it in there right away. It's not bad. I don't want people to think that. My experience on the Fallout Remnants is very limited. It's another CGC clone. I have no idea if they have plans to go in their own direction in the future. You know, again, I hope they pioneer their own path. I hope they do something new. If you're looking for an alternative to the Divide, Fallout Remnants is the way to go. Now you've got the Divide, which is absolutely killing it. Fuck it. Let's talk about the Divide now. Why is the Divide going back up on the tier list? Because they announced Divide 2.0. Now, I had some foreknowledge. I'm not some insider. I don't get sensitive information. I'm not being let in on the classified secrets, nothing like that. Basically, what Divide 2.0 is that I'm assuming it'll come with a server wipe, but it'll redefine the gameplay. It gets rid of that shitty, janky kind of gameplay clunkiness of CGC. It'll actually have proper like animations for holding weapons, moving around. There's going to be Pip-Boys, which if any of the Divide personnel bear witness to this video, please, for the love of God, going to add in the Pip-Boy, please give us an opportunity or an option to remove it. But on top of that, on top of like animations and all that jazz, Divide 2.0, I believe will have like a quest system and just improved systems all around. But either way, Divide 2.0 is definitely something to look forward to. And so this is me preemptively ranking Divide 2.0, and it's going A tier for the same reason that Horizon went A tier. It's not out yet. And who knows, it could absolutely ruin the Divide. It probably won't, but you never know. Sanctum also go B tier, just because I have no idea what's going on with that. It is in active development. I know the developer's making a custom map. That's about it. There are 2 servers left I would like to talk about. Let's get into Arma 3 New Vegas. This server currently is dead as a doornail. Now, the reason why I mention it here is because I want to change that. I don't have much experience with Arma 3. I have it, but I don't really play it that much. And I've always been interested in like Arma 3, like dedicated RP servers. And if we could get a dedicated Fallout RP server, that would be divine. And seeing some of the gameplay I've seen of other Fallout related Arma projects, I want to see this server come back to life. So like all others that I mentioned here today, I'm going to post the link to their Discords in the description. I'll even put them in a pinned comment. Please go to this Discord and try to drum up some support for it to come back, because I would love to see it. But having said that, I'm going to put it in A tier. I've never played on it. I don't know anything about it. You know, it's going to go back to B tier. It's going to go down to B, because that wouldn't be fair to somebody like Sanctum. Or I also don't know anything about what's going on. So, but this could easily jump up to A tier. It could easily make this quantum leap into very good territory. Anyway, our final server to talk about, Minecraft New Vegas. Now, I knew of Minecraft New Vegas before I even made the first tier list. I just completely forgot to talk about it. This is perhaps the most interesting one on here. It recreates the entire world space for the most part. I know that they're slowly but surely adding more and more, and they're doing it pretty goddamn quick. But they're slowly but surely recreating the entire world space of New Vegas, plus some extra areas, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a big open RP server, Minecraft. There's weapons and armor. They've added in all these cool models and textures. It's actually kind of insane. It's easily one of the most creative projects I've ever seen. And I tried to play it. I didn't get very far at all. I had a bit of a debacle with getting my character whitelisted because, shocker, I'm going to let you guys in on a bit of a trade secret here. I'm a fan of the Brotherhood of Steel. I know. Sarcasm aside, Minecraft New Vegas is set after the events of New Vegas, and it follows the house ending, if I'm not mistaken. So the Brotherhood are gone. Hidden Valley is destroyed. They don't seem to want it to come back. And fair enough. I get people are tired of the Brotherhood. They're all over the place in the Fallout franchise. And while I was disappointed that I couldn't make a character join the Brotherhood, be in the Brotherhood, that was fine to me. I just wanted to have some connection to the faction. And it's almost like a challenge. Quite literally, they're like 9 out of 10, in fact 9.9 out of 10 characters with a BOS backstory or an Enclave backstory, because they're also gone in this server. They're pretty hardline about the rules. I tried. I failed to get the character made, and that's fine. That's fair. This isn't me trying to complain. This isn't me trying to cause any kind of trouble. I love what they're doing with the server. I really do. But if you're interested in a Minecraft, New Vegas, multiplayer Fallout experience, it's there for you. And it's really goddamn cool. And it's definitely S tier. There's no two ways about it. Where else could it go? This is exactly what I love to see. It's just pure creativity. Never in my days would I have ever even remotely considered the possibility of remaking a Fallout game in Minecraft. But that's the tier list. May you all be blessed. I'm done here. I've said my piece. I'm leaving. You could stay if you want, but I'm gone. All right. Goodbye. Take care. Remember to be happy, healthy, and above all else, be good to one another. This is something I forgot to talk about before the end of the video. So let's get into this honorable mention that I'm going to mention.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
The Lyons Pride. Now, I did not rate the Lyons Pride in the first tier list, and unfortunately, I forgot to rank them in this one. Now, it technically doesn't matter because the server is down, at least for now, but I wanted to go ahead and just say my words about it. I absolutely loved the Lyons Pride server. I was there for maybe 2-3 events at the most. I wasn't there nearly as much as I would have loved to, being busy with life and things like that. Gaming took a bit of a backseat to a lot of stuff, and there were a lot of communities I was involved in, and Lyons Pride was one of them. And being that I was just a bottom rung on their ladder, I didn't really take it that seriously as some of the communities I was a bit more responsible for, if that makes sense. You know, if the developers, if any of the members of the Lyons Pride community watch this video, and there's a fairly decent chance that they will, I just wanted them to know I had a lot of fun playing with you guys. If you're one of the developers, if you're one of the game masters, I had a lot of fun enjoying the experience that you provided. I know you had mentioned that there were a lot of like IRL things that prevented you from continuing the server, and whatever that is obviously none of my business. But I do wish you all the best in handling it. You guys provided an excellent experience, a very good server. I felt nothing but welcomed the entire time that I was there. It was a very friendly atmosphere, and especially on something like Gmod, that's pretty hard to come by. And I think that that's what made the Lyons Pride server that much more special, and that's why people cared so much about it. I mean, if you go back and watch episode 3, there were so many people present for that final event. The server crashed like 4 times. That type of experience is just amazing. And I'm very sad to see it go, as I'm sure everybody else in the community was sad to see it go. Lyons Pride, in my opinion, gets an S tier. If you weren't able to experience it before it ended, I feel very sorry for you. If you or someone you know can recreate that type of server, but do like a Fallout 1 or Fallout 2 themed one, I want to see like a real hardcore classic BOS representation. But I'm done now. That's all I wanted to say about this topic. Thank you.
Money gone, fuck friends. I need a homie that know me when all these motherfucking cops be on me. I got